BULLCAST is a comedy entertainment program. Any accounts talked about are fictional, and any likenesses that occur during the show are merely coincidence. The views expressed in this broadcast are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion may or may not be advised. What's up, everyone? I'm Paul. Welcome to the boat. Let's do that again. That's really bad. Why do I do that? Every single time.
I kind of like it when you leave it in.
Let's let it go. Let it go. I'm Paul. Welcome to BULLCAST. How you doing?
Hello, my name is Roberto, and welcome to the BULLCAST Day.
So, Rob, how was your week?
Oh, man, it's been great. It's been so great.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of just really getting excited for this awesome road trip we're going to take out to Colorado for the big Area 51 raid.
Yep.
I'm just really getting excited about that. What about you?
Well, being on the flip side, working there,
Yeah.
we've heard nothing but what we're going to do is countermeasures and stuff like that to stop the people coming into the Area 51.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of hectic, I don't know. Now, you set up a hotel there already?
No, well, back in the 90s I did.
Oh, planning
Yes.
ahead.
Yes, yeah.
Right,
So
right.
I started that back then, really just trying to get the tourism going there.
Right.
Not a lot of people go to Colorado back then.
True.
And then
True.
so we started it. It's been really good. It was called, we call it the Hilton.
The Hilton. Right.
Yes.
Right.
And then it just started to take off. And then now I
Right.
think we own at least 3 hotels.
Yeah.
It's the Hilton chain. And we have a lot of great hotels. So it's been fun. It's good.
Yeah.
Now, you go ahead.
I was going to say I've been swamped with people calling, wanting to know what's actually at Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
Being there and everything. It's like reporters calling, hey, is there really aliens there? Is there this? Is there that? And it's hard because I don't know what to say and what not to say. I mean, I feel like here on the BULLCAST, I can tell people the truth, but it's still hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is tough. Well, and I was, correct me if I'm wrong, I know we were doing a lot of the production for your training videos for Area 51.
Right.
And that you were speaking on the countermeasures. Is it true that they just have you watch Home Alone 1 and 2 just to kind of show how to stop intruders?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Okay,
that's most of our tech. What we do is we put it out in movies like that.
Mm-hmm.
That way it seems fictional.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think the biggest thing is, and the truth is, and I think I'll just let everyone know that there are aliens there. That's real. Okay. We call them grays, right? And I'll be honest, the biggest technological advance that we've had, it was a group effort. But basically what would happen is back in the 50s, 60s, there was a lot of abductions after like Roswell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And typically what would happen is someone would be abducted, taken onto the mothership, anal probed for data, right? And that was very invasive. So there was a lot of recovery time for that.
Mm-hmm.
So now what they do is the technology we've come up and worked with them. Okay. Hold on. Okay. The technology they have now is great because what they do is they abduct someone, they take the abductee into the mothership, strip them down, they'll hog tie them and hang them from the ceiling. And then all they need to do is just stare right at the anus for about 15 minutes and they communicate telepathically.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
The recovery is really fast.
So it's literally the difference between having to plug your phone in with a connector as opposed to a Bluetooth connection.
Exactly. And it's not.
And that's kind of like, is that true that's where you guys got the inspiration for that?
It is. Yeah. Well, see, we did a lot of the, like I said, they used to do the full blown probing, and now they do. It's almost it is Bluetooth. It's brown eye to eye is what they call it. It's not Bluetooth, so it's brown to eye. Brown eye. Brown. That's where that phrase came from.
Gotcha.
And then they'll just stare at it for 15, 20 minutes, and they get all the data as far as like DNA and what this person ate, how old they are, all that kind of stuff. And then the person, although I'm sure it's embarrassing and somewhat awkward, but it's not invasive. So the recovery is just boom, And then what they do is before they get them off the ship, they'll pop them with a couple of Quaaludes or a roofie and just dump them in the desert. So they're confused.
Yeah. And I know I love the things that you guys are doing, but I also know, and the reporter inside of me, as you know, I work for the New York Times. I have to ask about the outbreak of pink eye in the alien community.
Yeah.
Is that related to the brown eye?
It is
process?
Because initially, when the telepathic connection between the actual anus and the eyeball, they were really close, and they don't have eyelids, right? So sometimes the gray's eyes would just, brush slightly against the anus.
That just happens.
It happens. And then what was happening is we were getting infections in the eye, which obviously we called brown eye at the time.
As opposed to pink eye.
It was brown eye syndrome.
Okay, because it happened while you're doing brown eye.
The brown eye, right.
Yes.
So the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is a different setup altogether because it's a different kind of probing, but it's using the alien tooth,
Okay, so it's just a different kind of data that you're transferring.
Right.
Okay,
right.
gotcha.
So initially, the brown eye, and then you have the Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth, they would take that. Now that was early, actually, really early, and they would actually take the tooth and just pluck it into a part or an orifice, usually like an ear canal, or sometimes they do it in just the corner of the nostril. And that was a little slower because it was like a 30, 40-minute process. So they'd have to sit there with their tooth in someone's nose, just and transfer.
Yeah.
So,
and now I know, like you said, that's an older technology.
It is.
And it is now available to the public, and a lot of people know how to use Bluetooth and stuff like that. What is the estimate on brown eye technology coming to the market and free market?
Well, I'll be honest with you. That's where 4K came from. Because the transfers are so fast to the brown eye. So you're getting ready. What's going to happen? You're going to have 8Ks getting ready to come out. Again, that's the backbone of that is brown eye technology. Brown eye is an organic transfer. It's not just visual. It's not just data, but you smell it and you sometimes can hear it. It comes out in an audible, like a almost.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you know it's complete. It's like the ding. So yeah. And now I know the more it's just for bigger data transfers. Sometimes you get just clumps of data all over, and that is tough to deal with. How are you guys overcoming that? How are you guys overcoming on that?
It's funny with the brown eye transfer. Sometimes you get, dude. I don't know why that's killing me, but it is. When you get the hardcore brown eye transfer, it's almost in a liquid form.
So it's just streaming constantly.
It is a full blown steam. It's just a stream, and it's cooking. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's boom.
Wow.
And the data that you're getting from the brown eye stream is usually full of, just the stream itself. The physical stream has actually got chunks of things in it.
Cool.
So just from that, you can see
what they've been doing.
Yeah. So, Rob, do you have any other questions about the brown eye transfer that I could answer for you?
No, I will. No, I think you've pretty much answered it all.
Yeah.
It's not available at Best Buy?
Not yet. Well, it is, but it's in the back room. They call it the rest room. You can find some brown eye transfer in there, but really you'll only find remnants of it because it's in such a beta program right now.
Okay. And I've heard people get hurt just because of the extreme force sometimes. Some people have so much data.
Yeah. That does happen. There's a lot of data transfer that happens everywhere. Okay. People don't realize because, see, in Area 51, all of our data transfer is organic. It all is. In fact, we don't use like silicone chip boards. They're all organic. Like we have hot dogs that actually transfer data, but it's not really a hot dog. It's just the shape of it. We do that so we can move it out. Because a lot of our technology we have to move out, but we can't let people know. You know what I'm saying? So we disguise it as like a hot dog or a hamburger or watermelon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the brown eye transfer, people are starting to catch on to because what happens is they go into places where a brown eye transfer has happened and they can pick up the remnants of the transfer still in there. They know that it happened as far as smell or look or sight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Have you guys addressed the problems that may cause, like if you're trying to do that in public? Because I've tried to do one in public.
Brown eye transfer, right?
And it wasn't very pretty, and I think I got another arrest, which was not good.
No.
And I even tried to explain because at the time I had just finished my vocal cord transplant because I was going to try to sound more like Denzel Washington. And so I couldn't talk. And so I was trying to transfer the data to the policeman so he could understand what was going to happen.
Right. Oh, you did the brown eye transfer.
I tried. It didn't succeed. He didn't understand.
He didn't receive the transfer
because I was just trying to do it with gestures and just trying to get close.
So you didn't actually shoot the brown eye.
No, I shot
data.
It just didn't hit his eye. Is the thing. It just got all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is too, a lot of people don't realize. So, okay. So you trying to share your data with this officer. So you shot your brown eye transfer data.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it was a real hot stream.
I'd been working on that for a minute.
Right. So
and I had Greek
so you had a hot stream going at him, but see, he wasn't receptive. He didn't have the receptors because see, the thing is the aliens have brown eye reception. Okay. It's actually a special gland. Like we have it, but it's more like just beginning. It hasn't grown fully. Like we can smell the transfer of the brown eye stream. We can see it. Sometimes, again, we can hear it with the, but we can't get what's in there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a decoder, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So the cop was probably like offended because he didn't know you were just trying to explain things efficiently.
Yeah, and I should have listened to people saying that.
Yeah.
And the vocal transplant didn't even work. So
yeah,
it was just a really bad year for me.
Yeah.
Back then. So.
Yeah. No, I understand. But the brown eye transfer has become really popular, and it's coming out. But again, the receptor, we're having trouble. The aliens are having trouble making a receptor that we can use, and actually understand the data. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, and I think it's important that we keep trying it. We keep try and try again.
Yeah.
And I think Thomas Edison did something similar with the light bulb.
He did. Yeah, that's right.
And so, that back then in the 1980s, it was a different time.
Right.
And so, but he pushed through, and now I have a light bulb in my house. So.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to tell you, Rob, is a lot of times people that we see out and about, okay, they're actually aliens, and most of the time, let me tell you how you find them. If you find a person that has some kind of strange feature, generally speaking, they're an alien. Okay. Let me give you an example. The Kardashians. Okay. They have really big butts, right? What people don't know is they are actually aliens from the solar system Padunkadunk. Okay. That's where they're from. So they have really big,
I hear it's beautiful there.
It is.
I really do.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful landscapes there, everywhere you look.
Just a lot of rolling hills.
Rolling hills. Not they don't have a lot of peaks, but it's a lot of
just rounded.
Just
rounded
beautiful
hills.
Rolling. Huge, like overly big rolling hills. I can think of a few other. Stephen Hawking. He was from. He was an alien, obviously. But anyone that you find that generally has something like weird or different, and this is probably a better way to say it, different, are from, and we've let them out into the public.
That's cool. Well, so they're just affecting us every day. Well, I know one of my biggest inspirations is the Kardashian family.
Bruce.
Yes. Yeah. And just everything that he has done and she has done and everybody has done.
Yeah. He's from planet Hermaphroditum.
Okay.
So he's kind of both, So like what people don't understand, like with Bruce, right? But now he's, not Bruce, not Bruce anymore. He's a woman now. But they as we grow, like we're born as babies, kids, teenagers, adults, old, right? Their breed, born as a man, and once they hit a certain level of maturity, boom, I'm a woman.
That's cool.
So that's what's going on with him.
Yeah. So have you, now I know you learned all this through your National Geographic series.
Correct.
Do you have any more works and any interesting places you're looking to go and explore and show to the world?
I do a little bit. I've been really busy lately trying to build some sort of infiltration wall to protect Area 51 from the raid that's coming. So that's taken a lot of my time.
Okay.
So I haven't really done a lot of National Geographics per se, but I've done a lot of like protecting Area 51 for dummies.
Yes.
And then I've also on the flip side done how to raid Area 51 for dummies.
So you're getting money on both sides.
Both sides smart. because I know what we're going to do to try to stop the people. So I like to put that in what they can do to get past that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Well, and I love what you've done with defending Area 51 where you have like you've just essentially like you put a rod up in the sky and then tied paint cans with ropes and you can throw them down.
That's
and
right.
It just hits the people as they come in, or like toy cars on the ground so they slip and fall. Yep. I love that.
We've also done a lot of spitwad stuff
Okay.
Okay. But we have not just, we do like a commercial size spit wad. So it's like the size of a bowling ball. And when it hits you, it'll take out you and then like 3 other people behind you. And then of course that's infested with brown eye data.
Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
And that data, if you understood what it was saying, was, hey, don't come here. It's top secret.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So now, if I wanted to drop off some brown data to somebody,
Yeah.
I've heard that one way, because I know we don't have receptors,
Right.
one way to kind of make it into a form that we can understand is to put it in a bag and light it on fire.
Yeah.
And just leave it.
Yeah.
For the person to decode.
That's true. The problem is with that is our receptors for that, they're not sophisticated enough. They're not, evolved enough.
Okay.
And they're in our feet. So typically people will stomp on that to put out the fire, and they don't realize what they're doing is they're actually trying to get the brown eye data, into their system.
They're wearing shoes. So
Exactly.
if they just took off their shoes,
Right. That's right.
then the stomping would be okay.
That's correct. It would pretty well stop.
So I need to, because I get a lot of those, and I've been doing with my shoes, and it's just not working. So if I took my shoes off, that would be better.
Yeah, that would help you decipher the brown eye stream a lot better. You'd understand more.
Okay, so I need to stomp barefoot when they're trying to, because I love that they're trying to communicate with me in that way.
Since I have top secret clearance and I am privy to this information, I'm gonna give everyone a heads up. Okay, I'm gonna
BULLCAST exclusive.
This is the first. Okay, guys. So listen, the government years ago are the ones that invented indoor plumbing. Okay, and what happens is every time you deposit your brown eye stream, it doesn't actually go to the septic system or the sewer system. Okay, it goes into a government database. Right. So you have to understand, it's not Facebook you have to worry about. It's not any of the social media stuff. It's the actual brown eye transfer that you're dumping off daily. They get it. Hello, we know everything.
I've been doing that for years.
Me too. Yeah. And that's how they keep tabs on us. That's how they know everything.
I had a suspicion, and that's why
Yeah.
I wasn't potty trained until I was halfway through sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Because I knew that was something. There was something weird about that.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
Golly. And so that, how long has this been going on?
This has been going on since like 1942, 43.
Okay, so right at the beginning of the Civil War.
Yeah, right when the Roswell crash happened with the Amtrak and all that. But basically what happens is once you deposit your brown eye, or like we like to call it, drop the browns off at the Super Bowl. Okay.
Code, Area 51 code 51, right there.
That's it. Yeah. So after you do that, what happens is there's large conveyor belts that capture the brown eye stream, and they actually carry it on a big conveyor belt that's under everyone's house, or every brown eye receptacle, which we call toilets. Okay. Carries it on a conveyor belt to Area 51. It goes into the area with the aliens, and for the most part, they spend their day going through the data on the brown eye transfer. Man. And they just document everything.
Well, okay, so you would suggest, and as you guys know, Paul and I talk outside of the BULLCAST a lot. Yeah. So he told me this beforehand. I have been keeping my data, just keep it safe,
right,
in my top drawer with all my dress shirts.
Right.
So if you can collect that and keep it somewhere safe, whether it's in a security deposit box, or keep it under your pillow. Just keep it safe.
Right.
Don't deposit it, because your data is at risk.
Big time.
And we live in a world to where people look at you weird for holding on to your data.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or keeping it in your pocket.
That's the whole reason they came out with like XLAX and stuff like that, is because
to expedite your
data transfer.
Wow.
Yeah. And constipation really, let's be honest, isn't a bad thing.
No.
Because all that is that just means you're more of a secretive person. You don't want to let out that data that can be decoded and used against you in a court of law. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's where I'm really I've always had a problem with Activia and Jamie Lee Curtis for her role in fighting people who are trying to, be more secretive.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Probiotics, all they are is micro aliens that go into your colon and evacuate the data. I hate to say that, but I think it's time everyone knows. They're going to find out anyways when they storm Area 51. Man. So I'm just letting it out there. That's real.
I just don't know. I don't know if the world is ready to see all this stuff that's going to be happening down in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see these micro aliens, they're literally in your bowels, and they're all pretty built because they push. You know, they're in this like shh, 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 like that, and then sometimes they do like the Lord of the Dance thing, and they'll move the data right out. And especially if you're a bad guy, here's the other thing: if you are stressed because you're in a situation, right? Let's say maybe you're in trouble, you've done something wrong, so you get stressed, and you have really hot, active brown eye transfer. That's why, because they want to get that information quickly so they can see what you did. You understand?
Now, I know some people, for me, I've been doing it. I've been trying to grow my mind, right? And I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
Right.
Something I've been doing is instead of losing that data, is I just reconsume the data.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not
That's
losing.
Smart. That's smart.
Yeah. So I've just been reconsuming it.
Yep.
I feel great afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, you're lucky because sometimes what they'll do too is they'll tell you, hey, don't eat the brown eye transfer because it'll make you sick. Not really true.
No, wrongo. I guess who's been eating brown eye transfers for 3 weeks now? This guy.
And you feel great.
Yeah.
And I've noticed your Facebook has like no data. Nothing's out lately.
No, yeah. So I've been having some completely unrelated stomach issues. And so, but it's completely unrelated to me rebacking up my data. So, but I don't know. I think it's been helpful to me. Is there anything else down there in Area 51 that we should be excited to see?
I don't know if you really want to be excited. They've got some new kinds of transportation propulsion systems, really. I guess you'd call it, that they put into ships and things like that. And that's why you see a lot of like, well, hey, I saw an alien craft flying or hovering. It's not really that. It's just a propulsion system. And when they build these things and they just fly up and they don't have them inside anything. So a lot of times they're in the space and they look weird. They have weird shapes and they just move wherever because there's no one controlling it. They just started it to see if it would run. Yeah. And it goes up and then it's all over the place. You know, that's really what you're seeing.
Gotcha.
But we have, you know, like we sold a lot of our technology to Tesla. All right. And that's pretty successful. And the only reason we gave him just the tip of the iceberg is because we want Tesla's money. So they pay us 98.9% of everything they make, and they keep the rest.
That's very generous of you guys.
I feel like
to allow them to keep that amount. That's cool.
Yeah.
I know. Whenever I went on that visit, you allowed me to come in, and what was the thing? It was okay. So there was a seat, and then there was like a wheel here in the front and a wheel in the back, and there was some kind of system to where if you put your feet on it, so you'd sit on the seat. You put the feet and you push one side and you push another, and they were going like forward.
Yeah. See, Rob, you're really putting me in an awkward position.
I'm sorry.
Here, but it's okay.
I'm sorry, but it was so cool.
Yeah. We came up with this new
it.
technology, and what it is, we call it a sprocket. Okay.
Okay.
And the sprocket actually has cogs on it.
Okay.
And then around that sprocket, you would put a piece of metal that we're calling a chain that matches that sprocket.
Like a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then what you do is you push it like this, and that chain actually spins a drive that makes you go. Now, I know a lot of people aren't following what I'm saying because it's
kind of advanced.
It's out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so basically once you get that set up on any apparatus, it could be 2 wheels, 4 wheels, 6 wheels, boat, car, it doesn't matter. You can go. You know?
That's the kind of things that I think people, just because it's a secret, people are thinking it's something bad.
Yeah.
But really, and I'm assuming now, how much gas does that take to operate?
None. It's
no gas.
No. It's completely powered by the human body.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really crazy. And what's cool is we're able to track who's actually doing it and how much they're using it based on their brown eye transfer.
That is so cool. And so all this is integrated.
It's all one thing. We're all one thing anyways, man.
That's so neat.
You know? Yeah.
That is so cool. I worked at a place that was similar. It was similar to Area 51, except for it was for the culinary industry.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, it was just a crazy guy. I was one of the main investors, but he comes into me. He's like, I have this whole army of small orange people, and I want to put them to work making chocolate.
Yeah.
And he was, and I was like, okay, well, how much money do you need? I'm in.
Yeah.
And he comes in. He's like, well, first, I need you to know that these little people have green hair. And I was like, that's kind of irrelevant right now. Right. But, you know, how much money do you need? Right. He's like, well, we're going to need a chocolate river. We're going to need like a tunnel that changes colors.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it turns out they were able to make, I don't know if you've ever heard of a gobstopper.
Yeah, I have, but I've never actually seen one.
So essentially, and it never really made it fully to market.
Interesting.
It was a piece of candy that lasted forever.
Whoa.
But the problem is every single piece cost $9 million to make, which to me is not really that big of a deal. But to him, he was having to take out money every single one he made.
Yeah.
So he just stuck with chocolate.
Yeah, that's rough. That's bad.
Yeah, and then we had a whole liability thing. He tried to do this tour with kids.
Yeah.
And kids were dying.
Yeah.
It was just a nightmare.
That was the one with the golden tickets, right? He putting those inside toilet paper rolls or something, and if you unrolled your toilet paper and there was a golden ticket.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. It was a golden piece of toilet paper on the chocolate.
Oh,
that's where you got the
that's
toilet
right.
paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was wrong. My bad. That was a little bit before my time. So
no, yeah, you're good. Yeah, it was, and it was a cool thing to be a part of, just to see that business grow.
Yeah.
But the reason I say that is like he was really an innovator, and I feel like that's what you guys are doing at Area 51, and I'm really excited for that.
Well, between the aliens and our time travel systems, I mean, things are really going well.
That is so cool.
And if it's not going well, we can fix it. So it is going well.
So can you go back in time and say future you get a brown eye transfer from past you?
You can, or future you. But see, here's the problem I have.
That's so cool.
And this is the problem we've come across. Like, let's say something happened in my future, right? Like, I wanted to win the lottery again because I've already won it 4 times.
Yeah.
But they fixed that little glitch because, like, I want to win the lottery more. So what I do is I go back in time to get the winning number, and I play it. Here's the problem. Every time I do that, when I go forward in time, I've already won. So you can't go back and do it again. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Is that clear as mud to you?
Yeah, that makes really, and I think it's what do they call that? The bird effect or something?
Yeah, it's the Flim time continuum.
Okay,
The Flim time. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I love that stuff, and it's so simple.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Back to the Future was one of the spinoffs that we gave them a little bit of information about the flux capacitor, which is actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we use it a little bit, but it's not really designed for time travel, although it is a power source and can be. So we gave them the incentive to make that movie, a little bit of the information and what would happen if you actually did it. So that thing it's spot on.
I love Sylvester Stallone movies, so that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, Tommy Lee Jones and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, it was really good. So I liked it. I mean, I thought it was one of their best films that Paramount had ever made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a big connoisseur.
Well, I know at some point you're looking to do. People don't consume media; they're going to consume all their media through brown eye transfers. Is that right?
That's
or
correct.
Is that a little bit? Should I have not said that because that's
no, it's fine. I mean, it's coming anyways. It's just what it is. It's a reverse transfer.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? It's good. I mean, we have a lot of things coming, but I can't really. I don't want to spill it. I don't want to spoil your future.
Yeah, it's just I'm excited.
Kids are looking forward to it.
Yeah, that is so cool. I love what you guys are doing down there.
I hope this has helped people. I mean, I don't just do this show to entertain and to BS. I literally try to get stuff out there that will help someone. And
I think people really get a good value out of it.
Yeah, of course.
They find out, they learn, and that's what we're here to do. Ultimately, this is an education channel.
Yeah.
And we're all about bringing that value to people to where people aren't willing to say the things we're willing to say.
No.
And people aren't willing to leave their post. I was CEO of Disney. I wasn't. I was willing to leave the post to do this.
Yeah. Henry Ford right here.
Yeah. So people can't. You can't expect people to do it, but we do it.
We do it. We made that sacrifice and the commitment because we want the BULLCAST to be as pure and helpful to people,
Yeah.
So they could learn from us and be like, holy crap, I never knew. I never knew.
Yeah. And it's just, and I think it's great because everybody takes us really seriously. And
it is serious.
Yeah. It's the most serious thing I've ever done.
Yeah. I mean, we are rocking some serious subscribers right now.
I think we're double digits.
Double digits now. I mean, we are triple digits on a couple of videos. I mean, hello, winning. Right?
It's not.
So
Rome was built in a day. So
pretty much. You know? So I mean, we're there.
Yeah,
we're there. I mean, I'm looking forward to when we pass PewDiePie, which will be probably the next week or two.
Yeah, at the most a month
tops.
Yeah, PewDiePie is hilarious. I like what was that other guy's name? PewDiePie, I love he's a musician on YouTube. Yeah,
Pepe Le Pew. He was good.
Yeah. Who were some other your favorite YouTubers?
Ronald McDonald, he was a good one. I enjoyed him for a while. Tom Selleck, of course.
Yeah.
And then I love the old videos that have a couple of the young guys in them now. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I hope
Yeah.
that's clear.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good.
Yeah.
I love those.
So,
Yeah.
and then, anything I can do to bring entertainment to people is just, it's very important to me,
Yeah.
as you know.
Well, I think I'm getting a kind of a wave signal. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
I think we're almost out.
Yeah, I have to go make a transfer anyway.
Are we out of?
Yeah.
Are we transferring or?
I'm going to transfer.
Okay.
But
Do you need I can hold so that way the government doesn't.
yeah, well, what I do, just real quick, I know we're running over here just a bit, but let me give a tip for people that don't want to give out information. If you do a transfer, like Rob was saying, into the paper bag, set it on fire, and bring it somewhere, that usually will keep it safe.
Bring it to family members.
Yeah, family members, friends, schools, whatever, anywhere really that's public.
Yeah, your boss.
Parks are popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog parks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching. Make sure you just spread this all around. We're trying to spread the truth here, so just come on by.
Yep.
Just take a nice dose of BULLCAST.
Yeah, take a full. Just take the BULLCAST in. Take it by the horns and just.
Yeah,
love
just
it.
a lot of.
All right.
See you guys later.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for flying with us. On our final approach, please make sure your seat backs and trays are in their upright and lock positions.